on a daily basis, and I think that's having an impact on what's happening in our community.
Larry Pichon, who lost his wife of 34 years, recently ran into someone who told him the coronavirus was being exaggerated.
I had to tell him, I said, no. I said, my wife just died last week because she could not get the proper care because of all the people with COVID. It is not exaggerated. It really exists.
For NPR News, I'm Rosemary Westwood in New Orleans.
This afternoon, all things considered, the Justice Department is 150. How much was it supposed to be insulated from politics? Listen by asking your smart speaker to play NPR or your local member station by name. This is NPR News.
And we have a major accident to let you know about this morning. It's on I-10 eastbound at US 301. It has all lanes blocked this morning. Again, that's I-10 going east at US 301. An accident there this morning. Also, we do have emergency vehicles in Baker County at I-10 eastbound, and that's at State Road 228. All lanes blocked there. Could be from the same accident.
Today's traffic report is sponsored by the University of North Florida, preparing future leaders, innovators, and difference makers for the First Coast and beyond. Uniquely UNF. More at unf.edu.
We have the St. Johns River Ferry that is having a makeover, and it continues with a $5 million federal grant. The 26-year-old passenger ferry is an extension of State Road A1A. It fills the gap between Mayport Village and Fort George Island to the north. According to WJCT News Partner, the Florida Times Union, the grant from the Federal Transit Administration will be spent to improve the ferry and its terminals at Mayport and Heckscher Drive. That federal money is also going to ferries in Boston and in Portland, Maine. We have a 60% chance of thunderstorms after 3 this afternoon with a high in the low 90s today.
Storm season is here, and JEA is doing everything possible to prepare. And you can too, by updating your contact information and signing up for alerts. You can stay up to date on power restoration efforts. Update your contact info today at JEA.com.
Good morning, I'm David Green. It's not uncommon for lottery winners to want to avoid the spotlight, right? But showing up dressed as Darth Vader to collect your check is a new one. It happened in a galaxy not so far away in Maypen, Jamaica, when a man claimed his $95 million prize in a Dark Lord of the Sith costume. He told the Jamaican Gleaner newspaper that he grew up poor and plans to help his family with his newfound winnings. The lottery company tweeted, "May the millions be with you." It's Morning Edition.
Support for NPR comes from this station and from LifeLock, reminding consumers that millions of Americans have been affected by identity theft. Learn more at lifelock.com/NPR. From the Cy Sims Foundation, since 1985, supporting advances in science, education, and the arts towards a fairer, more just society. More information is available at cysimsfoundation.org. And from the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation at macfound.org.
It's Morning Edition of NPR News. I'm Stephen Scott.
And I'm David Green. In 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act made it law that public accommodations must be accessible to everyone. It also included private places that are generally open to the public. That meant access to jobs, schools, transportation, and places like restaurants and movie theaters.
Yesterday marked the 30th anniversary of the law, and today we're examining its impact. We start with disability rights advocate Judy Heumann, who testified in 1988 in support of the legislation.
I had polio, and so when I was 5 years old, my mother took me to school to register me. And the principal denied me admission into the school because I was a fire hazard, and I had no kindergarten. We were being disregarded. Not having ramps, not having accessible bathrooms, not being able to get across the street, not being able to get on buses.
It was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush. I remember
seeing that on television for the first time as a little kid.
This historic act is the world's first comprehensive declaration of equality for people with disabilities. The first.
My name is Adam Mustafa. I am photosensitive to bright light. I have color blindness. I have nystagmus. And I have to look close to a lot of things. And with the help of the ADA, it's as if, like, it's the little things that helped out just a bit. Like, when I was in school, it was, okay, now you have a large print dictionary, we need to look up words. You can use Zoom text now when you want to take your exams.
My name is Laura Griffith. I had given up going to the theater because it was just impossible to see the picture and to follow what was happening. And then when I heard they had a description at the theater, I went to see Hidden Figures, and the wonderful manager hooked me up with the earphones that you wear.
We are go for launch.
Dorothy and her ladies watch. Mary takes a deep, excited breath as the others smile, riveted to the TV.
It was such a thrill to me. It was kind of like reading a book with pictures. I got to actually experience what was going on in the movie. And when I came out and gave the earphones back to the manager, I just started crying because I was just so grateful to have that opportunity.
My name is Jim Hutchings. The ADA has made simple things like opening doors easier for me to accomplish. So people like me, without thumbs, have an easier time opening them. But also like people with arthritis, people who are carrying a lot of things. It makes the simple task of just opening a door much more accessible.
My name's Brittany McEntee. I was born with a hearing loss. I got one from an infection that I had that caused my hearing loss. And I think the legacy of the ADA is recognition of people and of their needs, which are just human rights.
One of the important parts, I think, of the celebration of the ADA, in my view, is what's going to happen the day after. The issue is the ADA will continue to go forward. The average person needs to understand why what the disability community is arguing for is not just for us, it's for everybody.
That last voice was Judy Heumann. We also heard Adam Istapa, Laura Griffiths, Jim Hutchings, and Brittany McEntee. This is NPR News.
The Clay County Health Department has scheduled a 3-week back-to-school immunization drive that started Friday. Kids going into preschool or starting kindergarten need to be up to date on all their shots, including hepatitis B, chickenpox, polio, and for pre-K, influenza type B. Incoming 7th graders need a shot for tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, or whooping cough. The immunization drive in Clay County will run through Friday, August 14th, and that's at the fairgrounds on State Road 16 in Green Cove Springs, 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. Coming up, evidence that the coronavirus can linger in the air has led to renewed interest in using ultraviolet light to disinfect indoor air.
It's a well-proven, extremely safe technology that is underused and often misunderstood.
And we'll have more on the potential of using UV light to fight the pandemic. That story in 20 minutes.
Sunray Cinema on Demand, a private movie theater rental experience. Sunray Your Way. Your movie, our menu, when you want it. Birthday parties, family get-togethers in a safer environment. Info at sunraycinema.com. The USF College of Public Health has been preparing public health experts for 35 years, while fully online for 20-plus years. More about their online undergraduate, master's, and doctoral degrees at publichealth.usf.edu.
The White House takes on drug prices.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance.